Welcome back, Guardians, to another lore theory video, more so. This one's going to be a bit quicker, mainly because I don't have a lot of information, and it's all just kind of speculation on what the consequences might be from our friend Drifter and whatever he's done. Now, of course, with completing Act 1, there were some very big bombshells, Oryx being back, and just kind of the conversation around that. But, of course, with completing the side quests to complete Act 1, please let me know in the comments down below if you guys didn't get whatever ship or whatever we were supposed to get as a reward for that quest completion. I saw a triumph that talked about completing the side missions that Sloan gives us, and there's a ship attached to it, but it doesn't fill out any of the portions there for me. So let me know below if you're getting the same thing, since it seems like we can't really avoid any form of bug in Destiny at this point. But in particular, I'm talking about this conversation that we received from Drifter with the new kind of ghost projection conversation. Let's see what he has to say.
I figured I owed you an explanation before I went dark. I'll make it quick. I tried to find a way to bring her back. Don't ask me what I did, but it didn't work. So I thought to myself, hey, I got what I always got. What's left for me anyway? Nothing. Knew it'd happen again. I was a fool to hope, but I
Hey, how's
couldn't help myself.
Is that the one?
I just wanted you to know, it's just nothing personal. It's all me. This is who I am. Always has been. So, don't come looking. I was already halfway gone.
Motherfucker.
Is he gonna kill himself?
No, I think he's just going back to drifting.
Man.
So, the thing I've had weighing on my conscience and my mind and my, deductive reasoning is, what did Drifter mean by whatever he did didn't work? He's quite a interesting individual. If you guys want more details on all of Drifter's story that we know so far, I have a pretty lengthy video about the Drifter effect on our universe in Destiny, and I highly suggest you go and check that out. A lot of people enjoyed that video. But I focus mainly on, if Heresy is so focused on the Taken and them getting a new king, and now we know that the Echo of Navigation is Oryx, who is impressed with us for slaying him, and he accepts his own logic and wants us to take up his mantle, we're now stuck in a situation of, what did Drifter do? We know what's supposed to be happening to us, and there's a few options that I have. The first is, I believe that he tried to either see if Eris was taken or something like that and tried to summon her, which didn't work because he admitted that even he can call upon the Taken for Gambit, and he can bring them into the matches to fight us. So I assume he did something with that end or the Ascendant Plane in some manner to try and rip her from death and bring her back. Of course, this is still with the tune that Drifter doesn't understand that she is now part of the Sword Logic and the Hive God, and considered that. Go watch my previous video on Eris's transformation to get yourself caught up on that if you need to. But it's either that, or the one other thing that scares me, because it is what has happened in Drifter's history before with the last person that he cared so deeply about, Orin, that he's asked the Nine to intervene. And the reason I say that is because he's the drifter. He is drifted to ends of this space and this soul system that no one has ever gone to before, and the nine are supposedly beyond our reaches of soul, and only few are ever able to reach them. But Drifter has so much of a connection to the nine without being someone like Zur, who left the nine. But now, if he's done that, is he drifting? As he said, don't come looking for me. He's leaving and he's just going into the darkness of space, which was confirmed by Sloane later on in a voice line. You know, is he going to the nine to try and ask? But my biggest thing is like, what did you do? What did you already do to try and bring Eris back? What was it? Did he try and have his ghost resurrect her, which his ghost is an entire story on its own, but I did go over it in that video on Drifter. But other than that, he has to be asking some sort of outside force to help. He has to, it's the only thing that makes sense to me, that he is asking some divine force to intervene and change what we know at this point. So that's kind of what I have so far, and I'm a bit worried about the repercussions. If the nine do get involved, what does that spell for us? These space ghosts are so powerful that they don't even have names, they just call themselves a group, and the only proof that we know that they are real is the messenger, who was Drifter's previous, love interest, Orin, whenever she chased the nine and it was her goal, and she reached them, and they turned her into a messenger that he keeps in his little, pocket dimension on his ship, which you see her in the prophecy dungeon. And then, of course, we have Zur, who confirms that the nine exist. He used to be there. He left. He enjoys his time with us. But Zur has also mentioned to us that the nine are not coherent. They're not collaborative anymore. They're butting heads, and they have been for some time. So could this mean that whatever Drifter has done or is about to do is the breaking point? Or are they finally going to get involved deeper into everything with going into Apollo? But that's kind of what I've got for now. It's just something that's weighed on my head, especially with, everything that's going on. We've got so many threats, from Savathun threatening us after opening Rolk's vault, and now getting involved where Oryx is somewhat back, but he's just a memory, and he's telling his sisters, no, leave me alone. I died, I deserve to be extinct, and that guardian is what needs to take up my mantle and become the Taken King. And so we've got a lot of conflicting things going on, and it's a very active season. But I'd love to know your guys' theories. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will kind of go through. I'll take in some of your guys' pieces, and if you can tie in some lore to it that maybe would back up that'd be awesome. But yeah, just a shorter video this week, just to go over what's been weighing kind of heavy on my head. There's not been a lot in terms of the lore books that explains too much that we already don't know. As outside of course, giving us a glimpse into Eris's funeral, which is, of course, just something that would have had to happen. But yeah, I look forward to talking to you guys in the comments. And if you enjoy kind of seeing us go through and do whatever, we've been doing a bunch of dungeon runs and quest completions over on Twitch. So I would really appreciate a follow over there as well. And have a great one, guys, and I'll see you next time.